the logical person, not the most emotional one all the time, but why did you have to sing In My Life? Virginia and Julie, thank you for the tremendous honor of letting me share the stage with the graduates. Faculty and staff, I hope you know how much good you've done for these young women. I've seen it for 7 years now, every single day. And everyone out there, appreciate your... Oh my goodness.
iPad through that.
Well, this is a challenge. The iPad has my old version. Well, anyway, so I'm just going to test my memory. Forgive me if I turn my back and ignore you a little bit, because I am supposed to be addressing the graduates, unlike the traditional graduation, where the commencement speaker speaks to you. They sit behind you at the high of the bowl. Small price to pay for being at the bowl. Anyway, so I will be turning from time to time. It's hard to describe what Immaculate Heart means. Oh.
Really?
It's hard to describe what Immaculate Heart means to my family. As Julie said, I think our roots are the deepest of anyone's. My mother's grandmother, Carolyn Borchard Martin, attended the first Immaculate Heart, which was located in Pico Heights in LA in the late 1800s. The Immaculate Heart Sisters taught my father and his sister and brother. That same sister, Dorothy Dunn, who's right here tonight, attended IH, entered the convent after graduation in 1945, taught math here, and later was a philosophy professor at the college. My Uncle Dick married a lively young IH graduate, Patty Bailey, whose son is right over there. My cousins went here. My sisters went here. Sister Virginia, a.k.a. Miss Hurst, taught me sophomore English, and made me write in the Viewpoint. A brand new teacher, Mike Mannion, taught me American history. A young IH alum, Judy McCormick, taught my sisters in the 3rd grade. My daughter Erin, as you heard, stood on this stage 3 years ago, and my baby's here tonight. My mother chose Flintridge Sacred Heart over Immaculate Heart. She's sitting right over there if you'd like to chastise Not only is it my baby's graduation tonight, but it's also the 35th anniversary of my graduation from this very stage. So girls, I assure you, we hated our dresses every bit as much as you do. It's a long and noble tradition. Tonight we're celebrating your achievement. We're sending you out into the world as accomplished thinkers, actors, athletes, artists, musicians, mathematicians, writers, scientists, learners, and leaders, and we honor your hard work and talent. But we need to talk about the failures. Every single girl sitting on this stage has achieved something to be proud of. And every single one of you has failed, too. But it's okay, because we're all failures. Your parents, your friends, even your esteemed grandparents. And you'll be shocked to hear, even your sisters and brothers. We'd be here all night if I listed all the times I've failed. I'll just take this opportunity to address the ones from 1972 to 1976 by saying, Sister Virginia, I'm sorry. Maria, sometimes the failures are our own fault. We didn't do the work. We didn't call our parents to say we'd be late. We did something stupid. Other times we do everything right and we still lost the election, or didn't make the team, or didn't get into the dream college. And other times life just hands us a rotten deal. A mom loses a job, a dad gets sick, a sister has an accident. One thing I've learned in the 35 years since I last stood on this stage is to accept that I am who I am because of those mistakes, because of failures. We really do learn from our mistakes. And if we don't risk making mistakes, we will not become the person we're meant to be. Like everyone, I've had some regrets in my life, a few of them, and they've all had something to do with not putting myself out there. One particular regret is how I handled my college years. I didn't get involved. I didn't join the club, I didn't go out for the team, I didn't volunteer, and consequently I missed out on a lot. At the time I told myself I was too cool to do that stuff. It was the 70s. But years later I realized that I was just chicken. I was too afraid to put myself out there. But I did learn from that mistake, and I think today most people tell me I need to put myself out there a little bit less. So as you head out to begin your adult lives, my advice is basically 2 words. Say yes. Okay, maybe not yes to that suspicious-looking punch at the party. But yes to opportunity and to adventure and to people. This is your chance to take a class just because it sounds cool. To join the outdoors club, even if you're a couch potato. To volunteer at the campus radio station, even if you're really shy. To pursue an internship in business if you're an artist, or in the arts if you've always been a numbers girl. You will never again be given the gift of so much opportunity in such a short time. And yes, some of these things you try out, they're not going to work out. Once or twice you might even fail spectacularly. But the only way to never fail is to never take a risk, and never taking a risk will get you nowhere. Where would we be if Rosa Parks hadn't taken a risk? Or Eleanor Roosevelt, Jane Goodall, Hillary Clinton, Maya Lin, Meryl Streep, Billie Jean King, Margaret Thatcher, Jane Austen, George O'Keeffe, St. Mary. So now it's your turn to push the envelope a little. Love and respect your parents, but think for yourself. Do well in school, but never forget the point is not to pile up a bunch of A's, it's to learn something that matters. Be kind toward others, but be steely enough to fight against injustice and malfeasance. So say yes, and as your English teachers would say, live your life in the active tense. Go for it. Learn new things and master at least one of them. Take care of your body. It's the only one you're ever going to have, unless plastic surgery gets a whole lot better. Right or wrong, make someone laugh, help a child, find a cure. One last bit of business before we send you off to college. I just want to warn you that sometime in September, Ms. Flynn will be making a surprise visit to each and every workroom to check the distance between your knee and your hemline. Just kidding. Girls, I know I speak for all of you when I say, hasta la vista, Mills uniform. I know for me personally. Finally, as you all know, you have just survived the most difficult year to get into college in the history of the universe. We all know this to be true. Next year will be then the hardest then. And as a meritocracy, we can't help but ooh and ah over the kids who get into Stanford and Yale. But guess what? Oprah Winfrey went to Tennessee State. Warren Buffett went to the University of Nebraska. It doesn't matter where you're going, because you're the one who's going to make your life happen, not your college. And so tonight I join with your families and your teachers to say, get out there and be the absolute best you can be, wherever you're going. Fail a little and achieve a lot. Unlike the typical commencement speaker, I think this is probably unusual. I actually know these girls sitting behind me. And so I know what I'm saying when I say this. Berkeley, Boston College, Clark, CSUN, Cornell, Georgetown, Gonzaga, Lewis and Clark, LMU, Pitzer, Riverside, Santa Clara, Santa Cruz, SMC, Sonoma State, St. Mary's, UCLA, USC. Get ready. These amazing young women are headed your way, and you will not believe what they're going to accomplish. Thank you.